friends, my name is Harsh. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So friends, in today's videos, we will be discussing about the very important topic that is called async and await. You might have heard this keyword a lot and this is very important. So we already know we have a promise whenever we want to perform some asynchronous operation, we can use the promise for that. But what happens if we want to wait for a promise to complete it? So whenever we want to wait for some asynchronous operations, we can always use the await keyword. And the rule is whenever you want to use the await for the promise to complete it, we always should be having the async function. It means we can use the await to wait for the promise to complete it inside the asynchronous functions. So let's understand this with the help of the example. So I'm just going in my VS Code, and inside my VS Code I'm just creating a new file, and the file name is async await.js. Alright, so what I'm going to do is in this example I'm just creating a function called order pizza, which is just returning the promise. In the promise, we have the three state we already know, like either it could be resolve, reject or pending. So I'm just using the resolve and reject. I'll be using the set timeout function which we are using in JavaScript to do something in the future. And then I'll be calling the function, but I just want to wait for the promise to complete it. So I'll be using the await inside the asynchronous function. So let's understand the same with the help of the example. Also team, I'm just using the GitHub Copilot. So the moment I'll be typing, I'm getting a lot of suggestions. Just to save the time, I'm using the same. So I'm just creating a function, and the function name is order pizza. So let's say this is the function. Inside the function, I'll be writing some code. So for example, as I said, I'll be returning the promise. So I'm just saying returning new promise. So this function is a normal function right now. Now this function will return the promise. Either it could be resolve or reject. And I'm just passing the arrow function inside the promise. So I can just use the curly braces and then the parenthesis closed. Alright. And inside this promise, I just want to use the set timeout, and also I just want to have a variable called is available. So I'm just passing a variable called is available. So I'll be checking whether the pizza is available or not. If pizza is available, resolve, pizza is there. If not, then we don't have the pizza. And I'll be doing the same with the help of set timeout function, because with the help of set timeout function, we can do something in the future. So I want to do the same in 1 second, so I can just pass the duration inside it. Alright, so I'm just using the set timeout function, which is a very important JavaScript function. And inside the set timeout function, inside the set timeout, I'm just closing the same, and here as well. Now this function, this is the arrow function, and this arrow function I want to execute in 1 second. So in JavaScript, set timeout function we use to execute something in the future, where we can pass two parameters, what to do and then when to do. So I just want to do after 1 second delay. Now what I want to do in 1 second, I just want to see if pizza is available, resolve, otherwise reject. So here I can just say if is available. So in JavaScript we can use the ternary operator, which is the shortcut of if else condition. So I'm just saying is available. If it is available, just say resolve, pizza ordered successfully, otherwise just reject it. So this is basically the ternary operator I'm using, and ternary operator is basically the shortcut of if else condition. So I'm just using the same here. I can use the if else conditions as well, which I have already used in my previous example, but this time I'm just using the ternary operator, which is a good practice because we can save the lines of code. Alright, so we have the function is ready now, which is returning the promise. Now the moment we will be calling the function, and we just need to pass the is available as well. So what I'm going to do right now is, in my previous example I directly call the function and pass the value, but in this example, because we are going to see how we can use a async and await, so I just want to wait for this to complete it, and then after I want to do something. So for that purpose, I'm just creating a function first. The function is, let's say, place order. Inside this function, what I want is, I just want to call this function, but I want to use the await there. I want to wait for this to complete it, and then I want to have some console.log. So what I can do is, first, in JavaScript, whenever you want to catch the error, we can use the try catch exception handling. So I'm just using the try here, try, and inside the try, we can just try the code. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just having the variable called message, and I'm using await. Now await we are using to wait for the promise to complete it. So I'm just using await order pizza because this function return the promise, and we need to have the is available. So I'm just passing the true here. Now it means we are just waiting for this promise to complete it. And once we got it, after that I'm just saying console.log message. So we are just running this, and then we are running this. So somehow, what we are doing, we are just making this promise here using await. We are just waiting for it. It means somewhere we are doing some synchronous operations now. So console.log message we have, and let's say I have console.log, let's say, order process completed. So I just have this console.log here, and after that, because I'm using the try, so if something goes wrong, we can use the catch. So I'm just taking the catch statement. So first we will be trying this code, but if there is any issue, it will go into the catch, and we are just catching the error. Otherwise, we can also use the finally. So we can have the finally, and inside the finally also, I'm just saying order process completed. So because I already have the string here, I mean the message is order process completed. So better I can change the message here, otherwise you might get confused. So here I'm just having the message like enjoy your pizza. Perfect. So this is the function. Now you know what, right now this is the normal function. I'm using the wait inside it. I want to wait. I'm just waiting for this promise to complete it. Now, let's say if you are using the await in the normal function, and if you are calling the function, so then let's see what will happen. So when I'm calling this function here, so I'm just calling this function, and I just want to show you the error. So I can just say node. I'm using the Node.js, and I'll be executing the code with Node.js. So async await.js. So you can see right now I'm using the 24.16.0, the latest node version, and I'm getting the error. What is the error? The error is await is only valid in asynchronous function. It means we need to have the asynchronous function first. So in most of the interview they asked also, like, can we use await in the normal function? So you need to say no. We always need to have the asynchronous. So we can just say the function is asynchronous, and now let's say I'm calling the place order now. So now I can call it. There is no problem, right? Here we are awaiting for this. We are just passing true. So we know, like, when it is true, we will be having resolve pizza ordered successfully, and then after we'll be getting enjoy your pizza. So the moment I'm running this code, so let's say node async await.js, I make this function asynchronous now. I'm just calling the function. Here I'm just waiting for this to get completed, and here I just have the console.log. So let's see the result now. Perfect. The pizza is ordered successfully because we are passing the true, and we are having the result pizza ordered successfully. After this line, so first we are getting this, then second we are getting this, and we are getting enjoy your pizza, and then we are also having process order process completed, because as earlier also I mentioned, it goes into the finally. So this is the third result. Now what will happen if it is false? So suppose if the order pizza is false, in that case, let's see what will happen. So when I'm running this code, now this time we are getting the result, sorry, pizza is not available, because when it is false, it goes into the reject, pizza is not available. So we are just getting the same, sorry, pizza is not available. But because our promise gets completed, and we know, like, in our promise we have the error, so ultimately we are getting the finally, because it we will be getting this message once the promise gets completed, so which is order process completed. All right, so this is how we can return the promise, and this is how we can use the await to wait for the promise to complete it. And whenever we are using await, we need to make sure we are using the asynchronous function. And this is how we can use the async and await, which is a very important JavaScript topic. So hope you like this video. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.